This tutorial is brought to you by PE Prep Engine. Free study guides and practice questions at peprepengine.com.
Week 2, Lesson 4, Internal Gains Part 1, People, Lighting, and Motors. These are heat sources inside the space itself. People give off both sensible and latent heat. Lights and motors give off sensible heat only. The handbook prints a formula or a table for each, and we treat them as instantaneous gains. We'll ground all three, then sum them for one office. Concept 1. What an internal gain is. It's heat generated inside the conditioned space, so it drops straight onto the cooling load. People carry both sensible and latent heat. Lighting and motors are sensible. Each has a printed route, a people table, a lighting formula, a motor formula, and table. And the handbook treats these as instantaneous gains. No cooling load factor, no time lag, no diversity discount. Concept 2. People. The handbook lists heat per person by activity, split into a sensible and a latent value. For a seated office worker, that's 245 sensible and 155 latent. Notice the sensible and latent columns ride on the adjusted male-female mix, so they add up to less than the adult male total. Pull the sensible and latent numbers straight off the row, and the split is quoted at a 75-degree room. Warm the room, and latent rises, while sensible falls. Concept 3. Lighting. Every watt of light becomes heat in the room, so it's all sensible. The gain is 3.412 times the installed watts, times a use factor for how much is actually on, times a special allowance factor for ballast or driver losses. All fixtures on, no ballast allowance, both factors are 1, and it's just 3.412 times the watts. Concept 4. Motors. Which form you use depends on what physically sits in the space. If both the motor and the machine it drives are inside, all the electrical input becomes heat. Power over efficiency times 2545. If the motor is outside and only the machine is inside, just the shaft work enters. If the motor is inside but the machine is outside, only the motor's own losses enter. The handbook also tabulates these in BTU hour by horsepower. You can read it straight off. Setup. The worked office. 10 people doing light office work, 2,000 watts of lighting all switched on, and one 1-horsepower supply fan, whose motor and fan both sit inside the room. Efficiency given as 0.85. People come from the table, lighting from the formula, the motor from Form 1, since both the motor and its fan are in the space. Solve. People give 2450 sensible and 1550 latent. Lighting is 3.412 times 2000, 6824, all sensible. The motor, power over efficiency times 2545, is about 2994, all sensible. Add by type, sensible totals 12,268, and latent is people only, 1550. Total, 13,818. Traps. 5 ways this bites. 1. Read the people row that matches the activity, and take sensible and latent separately. 2. Those 2 columns don't sum to the adult male total. That's expected. They're on the adjusted mix. 3. The motor form follows what's in the space, both in, power over efficiency, motor out, shaft work, machine out, losses only. 4. 3.412 is per watt, 2545 is per horsepower. Don't swap them. 5. No cooling load factor exists in the handbook to discount these. Quick recall. People come from the activity table with a sensible and a latent value. Lighting is 3.412 times watts times its 2 factors, all sensible. Motors are 2545 times power over efficiency when both motor and machine are inside, with the shaft work and loss-only variance for the other layouts. And there's a BTU per horsepower table too. Golden rule, only people carry latent, sum by type. Next up, Lesson 5, Internal Gains, Part 2, Appliances and Kitchen Equipment. There the generic form is input times a usage factor times a radiation factor, backed by 4 pages of tabulated gains for hooded and unhooded equipment, where a hood carries most of the heat away. Everything's at peprepengine.com. Cheat sheet, worked solution, and a quiz attached here. Course helps? Subscribe.
The full study guide with every equation and common exam trap is free at peprepengine.com, link in the description. Structural, civil, and electrical series are coming soon. Subscribe so you don't miss them.